Today we're diving into a topic that many of you have been asking about, the 7 signs he's over you. Let's be honest, sometimes it feels like you're reading hieroglyphics when you try to decipher what a guy is feeling. He says one thing, but his actions scream something entirely different. It's confusing, it's frustrating, and most of all, it can leave you feeling incredibly insecure. Well, I'm here to give you some clarity. We're going to break down the subtle and not so subtle signs that he's checked out of the relationship. By the end of this video, you'll have a much better understanding of where you stand and be empowered to take control of your love life. Let's get started. Now I know what you're thinking. Isn't arguing a bad thing? And yes, constant bickering and negativity are definitely not healthy for any relationship. But hear me out. When a man is truly invested in you, when he sees a future with you, he's going to fight for that relationship. That means he's not going to let things fester and build up until they explode. He's going to want to address issues head on, even if it means having a disagreement in the moment. Why? Because he cares about understanding your perspective, finding common ground, and making sure both of you feel heard and respected. If he's completely checked out, he'll just shrug his shoulders and say, "Whatever you want," even when it comes to important decisions. He won't have the energy to argue because he doesn't see the point in investing in the relationship anymore. Think about it. You only argue with someone you actually care about changing or influencing. The moment you give up on someone, you give up on trying to get through to them. So, if you find your guy constantly agreeing with you, even when you know he disagrees deep down, it might be a red flag. It might mean he's emotionally checked out and doesn't see the relationship lasting. When you're with someone, you want to share things with them. Funny memes, a crazy story from your day, a song that made you think of them. These are all little love languages. You're sending out flares, hoping for a response, hoping that he'll catch them and send some back your way. But what happens when you're met with silence? You send a text and it's met with crickets. You share something you're excited about and get a lukewarm response. Day after day, you put yourself out there, only to feel like you're talking to a brick wall. This kind of emotional unavailability is a major sign he's over you. He's no longer interested in bridging the gap, in keeping the conversation flowing. He's emotionally withdrawn, and that's a hard pill to swallow. You deserve someone who lights up when you reach out, who's eager to hear about your day, even if it's just about the delicious sandwich you had for lunch. Don't settle for someone who makes you feel like you're shouting into a void. You deserve to be heard, seen, and appreciated. We all sigh. It's a natural human response to stress, boredom, or frustration. But when a guy is constantly sighing around you, it's like a red flag waving in the wind. It's his body language screaming, "I'd rather be anywhere but here." He might not even realize he's doing it, which makes it even more telling. It's a subconscious signal that he's not happy, that he's not engaged in the moment, and that being around you feels like a chore. Maybe he sighs when you're telling a story, or when you're out to dinner, or even when you're just cuddling on the couch. These sighs are like little leaks of his true feelings, and they're telling you that he's emotionally checked out. Pay attention to his body language. Does he seem genuinely interested when you're talking? Or does he seem distant, with his mind miles away? If his sighs are becoming a regular soundtrack to your time together, it's time to have a serious conversation about the state of your relationship. Remember the early days of your relationship? The constant texting, the butterflies you felt when his name popped up on your screen? Back then, he couldn't respond fast enough. He was engaged, he was eager, and he made you feel like a priority. But now, hours, maybe even a whole day goes by before you hear back. And when he does respond, it's with a short, unenthusiastic message. The shift in communication style can be jarring. It's not just about the speed of his replies, it's about the effort he puts into them. Are his texts still playful and flirty? Does he ask you questions and seem genuinely interested in your day? Or are they purely functional, devoid of any emotional connection? When a man is truly into you, he makes time for you, even if it's just a quick text to say good morning or thinking of you. If his texting habits have gone from 100 to 0, it's a sign that his feelings have changed and he's no longer prioritizing you. Now, this isn't about being materialistic. It's about recognizing the ways men express their affection. When a man is invested in a relationship, he invests in it, both emotionally and, yes, sometimes financially. This doesn't mean he has to shower you with expensive gifts. It's about the little gestures. Picking up your favorite coffee, surprising you with concert tickets, or even just grabbing the bill after dinner. These actions show that he cares, that he wants to make you happy, and that he values your presence in his life. When those gestures disappear, it's a sign that he's no longer willing to invest in the relationship. He might make excuses about finances, but the truth is, when a man is in love, he finds a way to make you feel special, even if it's with a heartfelt, handwritten letter instead of a fancy dinner. Don't fool yourself into thinking it's not a big deal. Actions speak louder than words, and his lack of investment speaks volumes about where his heart really is. Remember when you first started dating? He couldn't wait to introduce you to his friends, to show you off to the world. But lately something has shifted. He's going out with his friends more often, and you're no longer invited. He might make excuses, it's just a guy's night, or you wouldn't enjoy it. But the truth is, he's creating distance, and he's doing it intentionally. He's compartmentalizing his life, keeping you separate from his social circle. This is a major red flag. When a man is serious about you, he wants to integrate you into his life, not keep you hidden away. He wants his friends to know and love you, and he wants you to be a part of his world. If he's constantly excluding you from social gatherings, it's a sign that he's not proud to be with you, or that he's already mentally checked out of the relationship and doesn't see a future where you're a part of his life long term. I'm not advocating for toxic possessive jealousy, but a healthy dose of jealousy is a natural human emotion that stems from a place of caring deeply about someone. It's about wanting to protect what's yours. About feeling a pang of insecurity at the thought of losing someone you love. When a man is truly invested in you, he'll inevitably feel a flicker of jealousy when another guy shows interest. It doesn't mean he doesn't trust you, it means he cares. He recognizes that you're attractive, desirable, and the thought of another man seeing those qualities in you can spark a primal instinct in him. If your guy doesn't even bat an eyelid when you mention other men, if he seems completely indifferent to the possibility of losing you, it's a sign that he's no longer emotionally invested in the relationship. He's not threatened by the idea of you being with someone else because, frankly, he doesn't care. And that's a hard truth to face, but it's better to know where you stand than to hold on to a relationship that's already over in his heart. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has given you some clarity and empowered you to recognize the signs when a guy is over you. Remember, you deserve to be with someone who chooses you, who cherishes you, and who makes you feel like the most incredible woman in the world. Don't settle for lukewarm feelings or someone who only gives you half of their heart. You deserve a love that's passionate, committed, and unwavering. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to know what your soulmate looks like, check out the link in the description to get a realistic sketch of your soulmate. See you next time.